We're ready to start talking about economic calculation. Economic calculation is, if you will, the center around which Mises constructs his theory of social cooperation. The term calculation derives from the Latin calx, calcis, and the limestone pebbles that were used in abacuses were called calculi. Calculation. To calculate. How is it possible, and this is the key question the analysis of economic calculation must answer, how is it possible that if all action and exchanges in society spring from subjective valuations and comparisons that cannot be measured, as we have seen, that in the market, constantly, every day, at every moment, at this very instant, human beings, economic agents, are nevertheless making numerical calculations to carry out and direct their actions? As we've already said, value is the more or less psychically intense appreciation the actor assigns to the end, and that appreciation is a psychic intensity that cannot be measured. I may like Laura more than Beatrice. I may like her a lot more, a little more, about the same or less, but what I cannot do is take a measurement. The internal realm of psychic intensities, that is, of likes and dislikes, cannot be objectively measured from the outside with a measuring rod. It is a realm that permits only comparisons. In other words, putting things in order. That's why it's called an ordinal realm. I like alternative A much more than B, or I like it quite a bit more, or I like it more. Yes, but tell me how much? 1.12 or 1.13? Well, I don't know. I like it a lot more, or a little more, or today I like it about the same, or I'm undecided, or I like it less, or a lot less, or I simply hate it. The internal realm of subjective valuations, which ultimately fuels all human actions, is a psychic realm. It consists of unmeasurable psychic intensities, and it permits us only to make comparisons, to order our valuations on a value scale. Thus, we call it an ordinal realm. The entire economy rests on this realm of subjective valuations, which does not permit measurements. Nevertheless, in the world around us, we are constantly seeing numbers and economic calculations. If we apply for a job, we ask, how much does the job pay? Well, it pays 1,625 euros. And at this moment, perhaps the Frankfurt Stock Exchange is closing, or 2 hours from now, the New York Stock Exchange will close, and we all go look at the market prices, in dollars, the closing prices of different stocks, the indexes. Or we study balance sheets filled with numbers, or we go to a store, the Corte Inglés for instance, and we see that each product has a price on it. Numbers, 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 and numbers are cardinal. They allow us to add, subtract, multiply, and divide. How is it possible to move from the subjective, internal realm of unmeasurable valuations to the external realm of computation and numerical calculations? Well, basically, thanks to two institutions. As you recall, the term institution refers to any customary pattern or rule of behavior. Moreover, we noted that institutions emerge in an evolutionary manner. There is no guarantee that institutions will emerge. Institutions may develop and then disappear, or human beings themselves may destroy them through suicidal conduct. We're talking about language. We're talking about the family. There are two historically contingent institutions which have emerged until now, but there is no guarantee that they will continue to exist. In fact, in the last century, much of mankind was set on destroying these two institutions. The vital institutions which make possible the connection between our subjective, ordinal, internal realm and the external realm of computation are, on the one hand, money, and on the other hand, voluntary exchanges. Now I must at least introduce money. We defined money as any commonly and generally accepted medium of exchange. That is the definition of money, and money is a social institution. In fact, we will see that it is the quintessential social institution. We will see that money emerges in an evolutionary manner. The other institution which makes possible the bridge that connects the internal realm with the external realm consists of voluntary exchanges and private property. If there is a voluntary exchange and money exists, then we will see that frequently historical ratios of exchange take shape and are expressed in monetary units. We will call these ratios market prices. A market price is any historical ratio of exchange expressed in monetary units, and when a price emerges, it takes a numerical form, which enables us to estimate, through computation, what we think will happen in the future or what we believe happened in the past. So the two institutions that make possible economic calculation, understood as the bridge which connects the internal realm of subjective valuations with the external realm of computation, are, on the one hand, money, and on the other hand, voluntary exchanges. If there is no money, or if voluntary exchanges are prevented, or if both conditions exist at the same time, the bridge which connects the realm of our subjective valuations with the external realm is destroyed, and with it, economic calculation. That is precisely a short summary of the theorem of the impossibility of socialism, which we will be discussing. Why does socialism fail? In scientific terms, socialism is an impossibility because it precludes economic calculation. Traditional socialism, real socialism, was understood as that system of social organization in which all capital goods and factors of production are public property. By definition, the exchange of machinery, facilities and factories is prohibited. There is no stock market. Therefore, there are no exchanges. Monetary prices for those goods do not take shape, and as a result, it is impossible for human beings to calculate the value of the different alternatives that present themselves. They act completely in the dark. A social system of these characteristics is an impossible system. It is a system condemned to collapse.